Ooh, knock knock. Something real, something raw, not accidental, no, I'm sure. You're not needed, show you the door, but what's that, yeah, are you sure? Yeah, that's a rental, yeah, what a bore. Lying, nothing in your core. Buying, yeah, what for? But do what I need to, always sure. Something real, something raw, not accidental, no, I'm sure. You're not needed, show you the door. What's that, yeah, are you sure? Yeah, that's a rental, yeah, what a bore. Lying, nothing in your core.
Yeah. Let's get ready to rumble!
Check, yeah. Don't ask me why again, we tried again and didn't feel the same. The plans was open up the diagram. Winter overseas, I got some bags that need acquiring. We used to get cash, the checks bigger so they wire them. Plug talk, fuck the middleman, bring the supplier in. From Italy to Ireland.
Generation of Wrestling Podcast. You are not rocking with the God. What's really good?
Let's get it, G-O-W!
This is your forever Knockouts World Champion and Hardcore Country, and you are listening to the GOW Podcast. Because you know, we always like to do it with a little hardcore country.
I got my stripes earned, battle tested, mics burned. It takes time being big body.
What up, sugar babies and babettes? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the GOW, the Generation Wrestling Podcast. As always, yours truly, the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He is the flyest in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka East resident Isaac Hayes, King Tuco. Bro, what's good?
Boy, we went from one champion with some cake to another. Boy, good Lord, Statlander. Good Lord. Oh, my bad. What's good with the people, man? What's happening with y'all? What's good, man? It's Wednesday. Y'all know what it is. It's your boys. We just in here watching Dynamite as the women's world heavyweight champion going up against the Ring of Honor TV champion. And right now, man, the ladies are doing what they do. Ooh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And speaking of doing what they do, we do what we do, man. You see that down there at the bottom? Hey, look at that, man. That is our latest interview with former WWE superstar and current TNA star Santino Marella, the director of Authority, as he talked this upcoming weekend's TNA pay-per-view. We also talked TNA's invasion on NXT, but that's TNA, that's WWE. That's then, this is now. If you haven't already, go ahead, man, and hit that little thing down below. But with that being said, like my man said, it's the Wednesday night block party. It's a bakery going on. We got cake on top of cake. Hey, what that boy Jay-Z say? Eat the cake, anime. Eat the cake.
Diabetes going up to the roof. Going to the roof.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In the words of the greatest poet of all time. Some say Tupac, some say Lil Jon. From the window to the wall.
Woo! Till the sweat drop down, boy. Woo! All right. Man, but other than that, though, man, you know, like I said, man, it's Wednesday. We doing what we do, man. You know, we just had a good banger of a pay-per-view. I can call it a banger. I think it was pretty good. 10 matches. I would say, if not half, 6 to maybe 7 of the matches were really good.
Yeah.
And again, we got a great main event in which we saw both. Like I said, we saw our Hangman Page come out, defend against Lee Moriarty, who's the Ring of Honor pure champion, and they had a good match. And like I said, now we got Kurosawa out here fighting Statlander, so I'm not mad about that. We got the announcement of the thing we've been saying since TK and the women's division has been growing. Big boy, Chris, what's happening with y'all?
What up?
We got new women's tag team championships.
Yes, sir.
You got a lot of women, two women teams back there. You got to give them something to do. You got to give, and I understand you want to give everybody the singles and I don't mind the Fatal 4-Way women's matches because they be bangers.
Yeah.
Like, women Fatal 4-Ways be doing what they do. 3-way, 4-ways, they do what they do. But for some of the other women that may not necessarily be qualified for those titles, but you want to give them an opportunity, these tag team titles is good. They give them a fresh opportunity. When you have someone like Monet, her storyline right now, she's the belt collector. You got Chris Statlander. She just won She's fresh. She's a brand new AEW Women's Champion. So you took the belt off Timeless. She gotta go take a vacation. You got Monet being where she being. So you need the women to have something else. And with the evolution and the of the women's division in AEW, we only said it's only a matter of time because again, and I know people been complaining about too many titles, but the business is growing to where you have to accommodate. So you got to give these women a lineage in tag team wrestling. There's been great tag team women group. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, the Iconics. I hate them so much. I love them.
Iconic.
Okay, man, and I love them, and I love the way they worked as a tag team,
Yeah,
especially for women. And we've seen many others. Right now, when you think about it, mm, So Ruka and Zaria,
love
like
it.
they're a great women's tag team, and even though they're not in AEW, but you see there is a thing for women's tag team. You
Mhm.
got to build it up, and now that AEW will have this, so now the women, I think this is more than enough for them right now. You got the TBS, you got the women's, you still got the Ring of Honor women's, you still got the TV, you still got other options, but adding women's tag team, yeah, we need that. They
No,
need that.
no, absolutely. Because, dude, we've already had, like you said, we've already had women's tag matches going on. We've already had women's trios matches going on. So, like you say, it was just kind of like you had these matches with all these women, but there was nothing to come out of it. You know, how many times have we seen Harley Cameron and Willow and Chris Statlander and Penelope Ford and all of them in these banger ass fucking matches? And there was nothing to show for it outside of the fact it was a match just to put the women on. But we didn't have nothing in the end because it was just a bunch of women who were kind of floundering after or not getting an opportunity for a singles title. So no, absolutely, bro, you're 100% correct.
Chris is saying, man, that Gail Kim has been taking shots at Rio, but Gail Kim is right. I haven't heard about what she said, so I'm gonna need some info on what she's been saying about Rio and what is she right about.
Yeah. Now, if it and this is something you and I have said in the past, it is kind of hard watching a Rio match,
Mhm.
specifically in AEW, because even the smallest AEW woman on the roster outside of Rio looks like a giant compared to Rio. So it's kind of hard, man, because okay, let me think of somebody that's not that big. Okay, let's say, hell, okay, a Harley Cameron. She's not big. Compared to Rio, she looks like a fucking monster. Britt Baker, another one, not big, but compared to Rio. So then when you put her in a match, and then people want to be like, oh, well, Rey Mysterio and the Big Show. Okay, true, but Rey Mysterio was also 160 pounds and muscle, so it's
But
like,
that was Big Show versus anybody. That was
exactly.
Kane versus anybody. It was
Yeah,
only certain people that you can really see them have good matches with anyway. So I get that aspect, but you're right. The one thing about Rio is because she is so tiny, it's like you got to really oversell some of her moves.
yeah,
And when you can see the other person doing it to the detriment
yeah,
of her and the match. And that's why I say, man, she's had some matches where it's like, yeah, she's really done well, but
yeah,
she's had a few where it's like, bro, man, I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to be an obvious hater just to be an obvious hater, but shit, I know there's smaller women that wrestle, but Alexa Bliss, she's
yeah,
small, she tiny, but she packs a punch.
yeah,
And Kyrie Singh, she's small, she tiny, but she packs a punch, and she's not too far off from Rio.
yeah.
So we've seen enough smaller women that can do so much that unfortunately she's internationally known. Mm, she is loved, but I yeah, I don't want to hate on her, but it is kind of hard to watch her
I,
wrestle.
But see, and here's the thing, because Chris did say Rio may be small, but could back it up. That's the thing. She can wrestle. It's not that she can't wrestle. It's again, like you say, it's the selling, right? Because it's just certain matches, man. I believe it was her and Monet, if I'm not mistaken. Mercedes Monet is not big at all, and you literally have talent throwing themselves across the ring or through the ropes just to sell it, but the impact doesn't match the sell. So it's like, Rio, she do a drop kick and then she bounce off somebody halfway across the damn ring, and now because I got to sell it, I got to jump through the second rope. So I mean, it is what it is. Like I hate that we can't be critical or make an observation without it seeming like you're trying to nitpick and or body shame. But that's not the case. Because I'll tell you what, I'm 225 pounds. I'm about 100 pounds heavier than Rio, and I bet she can out wrestle my ass. So this is by no means a disqualification of talent. But when you're in there with other people that get paid to do the same shit you do, I'm just saying, as a fan, I noticed some things.
And we all do, but it's like, man, I know if I'm seeing it and you seeing it,
Yeah.
I know they seeing it. It's like, come on, I know we're all seeing it.
Yeah.
But it's like some are choosing to be nice about it, some are choosing to be mean.
Yeah.
It was just again, certain people like her match with Mercedes. I didn't think that was that bad. I thought that actually felt a little bit better as we got Darby Allin coming out with a flamethrower. As Chris Statliner just gave Moxley the two middle fingers and told her, "I'm good on joining your group." Yeah, these two gonna have a hell in a casket match. This is what these two are gonna have, man. Yeah, I don't think none of y'all want to walk up to a man with a flamethrower.
I'm trying to figure out how the fuck does one legally get a flamethrower into an arena? Just asking for a friend.
Well, the fire marshal's on site, so that's for one.
Oh, so you say I gotta call Dave. I got you.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much, you gotta make that phone call.
Yes, sir. Oh my God.
And I wouldn't be having it so flamed up while I'm walking near the people. I wouldn't be doing that, but because he's already hobbling on one leg. I don't need him tripping over and falling, and Becky in the first row and got torched.
Bro,
She went from Caucasian to black in
I
3.3 seconds.
I can't read out loud what Earl said, man, but just read.
Why does TK look like where's Earl, go full. Oh man. Chris, I want to get to you, man, because I see what you're saying. First and foremost, man, hey, here on the GLW, man, you like who you like. He says, I do not like AEW. I don't want AEW to succeed. They're just another indie company, which so is TNA. But you want TNA to be the number two product. But the problem is TNA doesn't have the backing to be number two. Too many people came in, bullshitted it, and it's almost went bankrupt. At least with AEW, and I understand your disagreement with it, but at least with AEW forced the hand in which WWE is moving now.
Yeah.
Like, not maybe so much as the product and the story, but just in them caring more about the wrestlers and them doing more to a degree. We saw a lot of this in NXT, but until Triple H and them came to the main roster and Vince kind of started backing off, it never really. WWE needed a change. It needed something to make it get out of its stagnance of what it was. Now, Grant, we have both said AEW, we say they, this is bad or they could do this better. We like it just because it's something different.
Right.
You say it looks trashy. To me, I think it's supposed to look trashy. It's supposed to look grungy. It's supposed to look, it's supposed to look that way. If it looked like WWE, then I would feel like it's a carbon copy of WWE.
And you know what's crazy? I think if it did look like WWE outside of it feeling like a carbon copy, I think that'd give people more of a reason to be like, oh, this is like a B-list show. Because it's like, it'd be like, oh, well, look at them trying to be WWE. They're trying to look like WWE. They got the lights like WWE. They got the production like WWE. And so I feel like you almost, but AEW says the same thing though. AEW says that they're not trying to be competition. They realize, as successful as they are, as rapidly as they became the number 2 promotion, they're not competition. They've already said they're the alternative. So what is the alternative? The exact opposite of what's already out there.
And to further that point, that's also what TNA was. When TNA was coming up, TNA was the alternative because Vince was getting rid of all the people he didn't want. And once WCW got bought out, so Jeff Jarrett had to create a whole nother company just to have something. And what did TNA have that AEW has? You had former employees, wrestlers showing up and taking over and making the product more. It's the same shit. It's just a different company in time.
But what was the stigma with TNA? TNA was referred to as WWE Light. Because if you remember, because my thing was, it wasn't like with AEW where they're taking relatively young-ish talent. But at that time, TNA was taking all the WWE guys that's been there 8, 10, 12 years. So, you done got
Kurt Angle showed up. Come on,
yeah, now Kurt Angle was probably one of their better investments because I think at that time Kurt Angle was only at WWE 6 years. But after that, bro, you done got every.
But how big did he come up in those 6 years? Like, like Kurt was a mega star in those 6 years.
But I'm gonna be honest. I actually think if now Kurt's rise in WWE was so quick, especially with the names that was in WWE. If I had to argue, though, I kind of would. I'm gonna kind of say it's like a Kobe Bryant 8 and 24 situation, but I'm gonna give the edge to 24. I think his TNA career, and it could be because it was a little longer, but I think his TNA career actually surpassed his WWE career.
Well, no, it doesn't. For Kurt Angle, because that first year you watched him rise up and then become pretty much one of the main faces of the company. When he got to TNA, he was the big fish in the little pond. So it was like, if Kurt Angle don't damn near win everything, what the hell is wrong with y'all? If Kurt Angle ain't damn near the face of everything that you're doing, especially when you were having him go to New Japan and he was winning the IWGP championship and he was doing all this other stuff, what success would y'all have without him for that? Yes, Sting came in and Sting did help out too. Can't forget what Sting did when he got there. But Sting, Christian Cage, and also the one thing you have to remember, the one thing that separated TNA was the 6-sided ring.
Yeah.
The one thing that made them the WWE Light is when Hogan and them got there and then tried to and then directly put it up against Monday Night Raw. That was their biggest mistake. You weren't ready for that yet. You weren't ready to go head to head with the juggernaut.
Yeah.
You had good talent. You had a good product, but you were nowhere near ready to put that up against WWE on a Monday night. And you still have NFL football. Like, they were competing with football. And we talked about this before. They were competing with football. You're trying to compete with what they get left over from football. And it wasn't working out for you. It wasn't working out. Nobody was watching y'all on a Monday night when there was WWE and football. Sorry. And then you still have whatever TV shows that came on Mondays too. Nah, TNA, y'all getting the back burner of these fans. The one smart thing that AEW has done, and I keep saying that I hope they never change it, they own Wednesdays. You never leave Wednesday. Stay on Wednesday. That is your night. Wednesdays is Dynamite night.
NXT, they took Wednesday from NXT.
but to be fair, until there was another company, it was like NXT had just got to TV. So it wasn't
Yeah.
like SmackDown and Raw where they kind of just been on Friday nights or Mondays for the longest. NXT had kind of just gotten there. And
Right.
then here come AEW, and then it was like, okay, who's gonna win out? They won out. Oh well, AEW won out. NXT had to move, but NXT being on Tuesdays actually works better for it. So
Yeah.
that's fine. But but again, Chris, not trying to tell you how to like what you like, but you know, I hope you have that understanding of everything. And, you know, again, you like what you like. Well, you know, it ain't no big fuss to us. Shit. But I think with some people looking at AEW, you you can't look at it like it's WWE. It's not. And for some of the reasons that you like a TNA or something else, it's
Yeah.
pretty much the same thing that AEW's had to go through themselves. Like I said, TNA went through all their troubles and all that same stuff. Everything that AEW is going through now, TNA went through it already. That's what, and when you look at the roster of WWE now, most of their roster is indie people. They're either
Yeah.
indie or the few that they brought in and actually made themselves.
Yeah.
That's it. But everyone else is somebody that had to go somewhere else to become something and then get back to WWE.
No, I do. 100%. 100. But you know what? That's wrestling across the board now because everybody's come from somewhere. And like you say, now with the whole NXT and NIL thing, now they're trying to focus more on homegrown talent. But still, look at who's running the game right now on the WWE side: the Seth Rollins, the Kevin Owens. Drew McIntyre was getting a push, but he really wasn't the Drew McIntyre until he left WWE, made his name an Impact and everywhere else.
Drew
Then came
Galloway.
back. Drew Galloway, exactly. So yeah, man. Hey, even the people who are already in WWE, that's big now. They had to leave and come back. So no, you hit the nail right on the head.
He said,
Chris,
sickos. He said the AEW sickos keep attacking me for being unbiased, but I like what I like. And man, like what you like, bro. We ain't finna attack you for it. Shit.
and that's the thing here on the
We
GLW,
gonna
bro.
disagree and we're gonna argue about it, but not
Yeah.
argue. We'll go back and forth. But at the end of the day, hey man, all the best to you.
Hey man, look, you can like what you like, don't like what you don't like. The one thing we gonna do, we gonna keep it 100. So hey, feel free, dude. If there is something on your mind, brother, please put it in the chat. We gonna read
Just be
it.
respectful. Just be
Be
respectful.
respectful. We gonna talk shit. We gonna have fun. Oh, brother, do your thing. Do your thing.
But I think a lot of people, the problem with the sickos, and that's AEW and WWE, is that there's no
The WWE
middle
troglodytes.
ground. Like I am a fan of wrestling, so
Yeah.
I watch AEW, I watch TNA, I watch WWE. I try to watch more New Japan. I catch Ring of Honor when I can, but I like wrestling, so
Yeah.
I don't have a one over the other. But at the same time, hey, shit. Hey, it is what it is, man. I know people they like what they like, but sometimes, man, it's like, damn, you can pull back a little bit. It's like, damn, you do realize, you're hating one person until they show up to this one company.
Yeah.
You do realize that, like,
Yeah.
like they're the same person. It doesn't matter what their name is. They're the same person. They're still getting over it. They're just in different companies. But
And my thing is, I guess my thing is, and Chris, I appreciate you. Thank you.
yeah, man, for sure, man. I definitely appreciate you.
I guess my problem is with tribalism, and this is just me. When people want one company to succeed over the other, well, then you have what's called a monopoly. And for the last 20 plus years of pro wrestling, that was a huge problem because once there was a monopoly, right? Once you have one person or one entity that dominates the market, all this shit that you like about WWE or all the shit that you like about AEW, it no longer matters because now they don't have to cater to you. See, even though we bitch and complain about TKO and Triple H's booking and this, that, and the third, there's still a little bit of fan service, just a tiny amount of give a fuck. They still have to service us because guess what? AEW is a real thing. TNA is a real thing. The internet wrestling scene is a real thing. The indies is a real thing. So people aren't necessarily stuck on having to wrestle for WWE. There's been so many talents that have gone to AEW or TNA when their contracts were up, when they could have stayed with WWE or went to WWE, but they see the writing on the wall for what it is. So my thing is, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, because what did we get when Vince was in charge? All the eggs in one basket. And bro, we went through about a good 8 years at least of just what
Same
the
people.
fuck.
Same people. No new person that was really over could get over. I
Yeah.
mean, damn near Brian Daniel damn near had to occupy Raw. But when I think about, and I know some people feel iffy about Cody Rhodes now because Cody's character now has gotten boring to a
Yeah.
lot of people. But when I think of him, when I think of Drew McIntyre, when I
Yeah.
think of AJ Styles, when I think of a lot of these guys that we know,
Mm-hmm.
for two of them, we saw what their WWE run was.
Yeah.
For Cody had a good run until they tried to make him Stardust.
Yeah.
Drew had it good until he screwed himself,
Mm-hmm.
and then he got himself into the doghouse. AJ Styles didn't really never make it until TNA, and he had like small tryouts, but they didn't want him. He had to
Yeah.
go through TNA, do what he do there, leave TNA, go to New Japan, and then had to be convinced by other wrestlers like, dude, you need to bring this guy in. You need to stop BSing and sign this guy and stop looking at what he ain't and look
Yeah.
at what he is. And that's what it took for him to finally get to WWE. When you still got to take that in as a fan, and sometimes it takes a minute for people to realize that is that, man, you're going to see a lot of talent that is really good, but they're going to have to go elsewhere to prove a point.
Yeah.
Cody had to go to elsewhere to prove he's not his brother. Don't just put me in some makeup and just in some and I don't need to be that type of dude to get over. Two, respect my family's name, and he did what he had to do, and people gave him credit for it. Yeah, he left, he became bigger, he helped start a company, he helped build that company up, and then when his time was ready and Vince recognized it, he signed him over. You can't deny that. Even Vince couldn't deny it.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre, he had to go be Drew Galloway. He had to rebuild himself from being the man with the air guitar that everybody was laughing at, and show that he was that ass kicker that we know him to be. And he had to go fight Kurt Angle and Bobby Lashley and everybody else in TNA until hey, Vince was like, all right, you learned your lesson. I see you. Come on back. Sometimes they gotta happen like that. And you need those independent scenes for that. And that's where the independent scene is good for the wrestler that we know. Not every wrestler is gonna make it in WWE. Not everybody's
Right.
gonna be the WWE champion. Not everybody's gonna be the badass. Some people are gonna be the joke. The problem is some of those people are gonna be people are better than what's being presented.
Right. Right. No, absolutely, absolutely, bro. First of all, man, hey, shout out to Chris. First of all, I want to say shout out to you, man. We
What up,
appreciate you
Sonny?
being an active participant on the show. Hey, man, dude, this ain't nothing. Make sure you hit that
Yeah,
bell
come back. Come back.
notification.
Come on
You
back.
know, and stay on, man. Rock with us, rock with us. But bro, getting back to our conversation though, bro, man, tonight AEW.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like you said, pretty solid show. We had Bro Dito doing a damn thing earlier. We had Orange Cassidy. He made his return today. Very excited. We got MJF. Hey, MJF teased that he could be leaving for a little bit. After suffering yet another loss, this time at the hands of Mark Briscoe. MJF says he won't come back until he comes back, more vengeful, more spiteful. And he don't recognize himself right now. Now, this could be MJF taking a little time off. He did just get married recently, so shout out to him. Could be doing a movie thing. But one thing about MJF, we talk about constants in professional wrestling. MJF,
Mm-hmm.
he was really, really hot, really, really hot the first 3 years of AEW, and then kind of tapered off after the Bennett War of 2024. And then it was what it was. But the one thing we do know is whenever he takes time off and he comes back, he always seems to ignite or reignite a flame in the AEW product. Tonight, we had Adam Hangman Page going up against that boy Tiger Style, Lee Moriarty. bro, right now, we got the women's tag team ships. We got Chris Statlander. We got Tony Storm. She going to be out for a little bit. Mercedes Moné. We don't know. Like you said, she collecting gold. She dripped out. Dude, I think AEW right now is in good hands. Speaking of good hands, the thing is WrestleMania ticket prices and all that. I think right now AEW has a chance, even for the non-believers. I think AEW has a real chance at doing something right now, dude. I think if AEW stays the course, I know they don't consider themselves competition. I know they're not competition. But I think if WWE keeps being money hungry, and by WWE I mean TKO, I think AEW has a real legitimate chance, bro, at strong arming this thing.
I think you're being too ambitious about that. And the only reason I say that is because I don't want AEW thinking. I don't want AEW getting put tricked into fool's gold. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
One, let's not pretend like TKO and WWE can't adjust. Let's not pretend like they can't say, okay, we tried this and we saw where it took us. We gonna still charge what we charge, but we're gonna tweak other things.
Yeah.
So, do I see this as a way for AEW to take number one? No. I
Yeah.
see this as an opportunity for them to continue to do what they're doing. Stay the course. You don't need to change up nothing else. Keep doing your shows. Keep bringing in your talent. Keep producing, what you're doing, and whenever you need to pivot, you pivot. But you keep moving forward, like you did with Saturday. All right, you had a show for 8 o'clock. They decide they want to make a show for 7. You say, all right, bump it. Hey, we gonna come on at 3. Cool. You didn't stop what you was doing. You still put on your product. The show still went on. And at the end of the day, when the fans had an opportunity to look at one thing and then look at the other in the same day, they gave you the truest, honest opinion that you really can. They gave you the honest opinion. It was like, nah, man. WWE had a few moments, but bro, outside of that, the buying the app issue, the pay-per-view itself, the whole reasoning for doing it to me is more of the issue. You brought up this pay-per-view that not only did it not deliver what you claimed it was, but man, it was a C by the standard of the company that purchased it. So, now again, that's not to say that they can't. All right, we've seen how this is. We got 2 weeks to get this better. Not to say they can't do better for Crown Jewel, even though we're all looking at Crown Jewel as maybe another negative. They can find a way to make it look positive. How? I don't know, but they got enough smart people that has been making them good money to figure it out. It's just all about patience, and I think a lot of people's patience have run thin with the way that things have been going.
Yeah. I think if there was more transparency, see, I think that
I'm sorry. Earl says they need to fire Triple H. He
well,
said
so
need to adjust him to the unemployment line.
see, but then again, it's like going with the devil you know, as opposed to the devil you don't. Because, goddamn, okay, you know what? His booking may be ass, but if it's anything that we do know, Triple H gives a fuck. Now is TKO strong arming my boy? Sure. Is he a little bit of a Pinocchio? Absolutely. But he's here's the thing. Here is the thing. At least we know he gives a fuck, because I promise you, if WWE, and the day is coming. If WWE leaves the McMahon Helmsley stronghold as far as creative, and TKO truly decides to go corporate, because normally when you have big mergers or acquisitions like that, Normally, what companies like to do is they like to bring in all of their own people. So the fact that Triple H or Bruce Pritchard and all these other people are still there from back when Vince was there is a fucking miracle. So when if they do decide to get rid of Triple H or he steps down, oh, bruh, you think we bitching now? Oh, I fucking promise you. This next person really ain't gonna give a fuck about booking or what we like, bruh. So that's why I'm trying to have ye little faith. I'm trying to hold on to the little bit of faith I got because, bro, I know I see the writing on the wall. I see this shit, bro. I already see where it's going.
The better man for the head of creative is Shawn Michaels. I mean,
We thought the same thing about Triple H. See, my thing is Shawn Michaels will still be beholden to TKO. Shawn Michaels can do what he's doing now because, I mean, bro, the checks and balances are little. We know what NXT is. But you talk about TKO, a billion-dollar conglomerate, and these motherfuckers in debt? Bruh, Shawn Michaels can't put enough black people in the main event.
Chris, I see your comment, man. You're all good, man. Don't worry about it. Earl, I mean, first of all, Sonny says I would celebrate a C on my report card. I mean, it's a C. They didn't give him a C minus or a D, but they just said, hey, it felt like a regular TV show, and there were no real big surprises outside of maybe just 2 good matches. That was it. And that was pretty much what everybody said. It wasn't like they didn't say anything that wasn't close to what the fans felt and tried to make it more than what it was. No, they said nah. This was pretty basic. This was basic, y'all. They could have gave that free on TV. WrestlePalooza could have been free on ESPN. Y'all could have just made it free. I think that would have made it a little different. And that maybe would have validated the commercials you had during the show instead of telling people it's a pay-per-view and you giving them real actual commercials. Again, I'm going to digress from that. But the problem with Shawn Michaels, Earl, is the same issues that we felt with Triple H and Vince was that, damn, if Triple H gets to this point, man, we know he would do this, this, and this, and this, and this. Well, now he's here. We're seeing him do this, this, and this. But we're questioning that, and that. And that's the I wanted to make sure there was a difference. But and that's the issue. That is the issue. And the things that we're questioning is the things that Vince was good at. Leo, what's up, Leo, man?
What's up, bro?
Leo. So that's the thing that we're questioning. Like, again, the things that Triple H is doing with a lot of this, the allowing the talent to show how good they are is something that we all wanted Vince to do. But the one thing that Vince knew how to do was present pizzazz. He knew how to make something that looked like nothing into the greatest thing ever. And we need Triple H to figure that out. And he got to figure that out. He said, I need some new GOW merch. The old shirt I got is he said I'm not too big no more. Hey, that's why I need a large now. All right, big homie. All right, big. Hey, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Homie.
Yes, sir.
Homie. We
yes,
got you.
sir.
We got you.
That's what I'm talking. Hey, my boy Leo out here making lifestyle improvement. Hey, shout out to you. Hey, dude, all jokes aside, I miss you, homie. I'm glad you're back on the string with us. Let's
Keep
go.
doing what you do. Earl, man, hope you're doing good too, man. But yeah, man, but it's like you said earlier. It's better to deal with the devil you know than the devil you don't know. The only issue is we knew both Triple H and Vince, so we thought we was good. Now there's no backup.
Nope.
There's no backup. Once Triple H goes, it's all brand new. It's all brand new. It's all brand new. So shit. I think we about to weep what we saw.
You know what's funny? It's so funny, like, because I know, I just wish I was a fly on the wall and Vince McMahon's whatever the fuck he's in, his mansion, his cave, his casket, whatever. I just want to know, does he have somebody reporting back to him? all of the complaints and the bitching that people are doing about Triple H that they were doing when he was running it. Like, I want to know, was Vince like, what the fuck? Because he was already pissed at the way Triple H handled the Hulk Hogan passing and shit like that, and he apparently wasn't too happy with WrestleMania. So it's like, bro, I want to know if Vince is like, see you, son of a bitch.
First of all, Earl, we don't have our maker anymore. So that's the only reason we haven't gotten the merch out like that. Why you hating on us? But don't worry. When we do, you'll be the first to know it. But I think that the one thing I have to give Triple H is he's not giving the final say so. Like, he don't have the final say so like Vince did.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Vince had the final say so.
Mhm.
Vince rewrote shit 3 minutes prior to the show starting.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
will have the autonomy that Vince had, not even Triple H. And he's under TKO, meaning he has to answer someone else. Vince answered to the board of directors, but still did what the hell he wanted to do. It don't register the same for me. Now, it don't totally take him off the hook either.
Right.
But I don't if Vince do got some feeling about it, bro, because you were the final boss.
Yeah.
You were the final boss. You got the last word. If you didn't want it on TV, guess what? It didn't show up on TV. Triple H, they gotta do what they gotta do within what they gotta do because that's how the company want to present it. Shit, he answers to somebody else. Like, they letting him control what he can control as far as the talent.
Yeah.
Because they don't have nobody for that until they get someone for that. But that's the extent of where it is. Him and Nick Khan are good. They work hand in hand. Nick Khan understands what Triple H needs to do, so that's a bonus for Nick Khan. I mean, for Triple H, I think having Nick Khan by his side until Nick Khan's ready to move Triple H out the way and do what he want to do. But this is wrestling. This is wrestling. Okay, you don't never disregard a backstab ever.
Yeah.
So it I don't know, man. A lot of it is up in the air, but for what we do know, creative ain't creating. I'm gonna just keep saying that. Like, and you can say that's Triple H. You can say it's TKO. Hey, I'm gonna ask you: do you think the final boss is helping WWE out in any way whatsoever? Do you think the final boss is helping out with everything that he's doing and how he's been doing it and the way some of the stuff has been bombing with
No,
his
because
involvement?
Well, no, because I would say this: you damn near fucked over Cody Rhodes. I think the only reason that was even remotely salvaged at all was due to the fact that Cody having the power of the people behind him. Two, because his cousin Roman Reigns also would have been inadvertently affected. So that one, they made do with that, and there were so many other players in that whole scenario to where they were able to weasel their way out of that. I will never, ever, from a wrestling fan perspective, be able to forgive The Rock for the bullshit he pulled with John Cena. And this is the reason I say that. Dude, John Cena has been around 20 fucking years. Last 5.5 to 6 years, he's been super part-time. They announced his last year over a year ago. The fact that you inserted yourself into some shit, fell out with whatever the case may be, you got to leave and go back to Hollywood and do what the fuck you wanted to do. Meanwhile, this man, you just fucked up his whole last run. And then you brought in Travis Scott, who ain't had diddly squat shit to do with none of the shit. So it's just, bro, like, you fucked it up. So, and I understand that there was rumors of a power struggle between Triple H and The Rock. And I'm going to be honest, if I don't want Triple H running this shit, I goddamn sure don't want The Rock running it, because we've seen what happens when Dwayne inserts himself in the shit and shit don't go the way he wanted to go.
Not only that, but let's be honest. How much involvement was you gonna actually do? Like, dude, you are so in and out.
Yeah.
Like, was you gonna come back for 1 month, claim you won a title, win it 3 months later, and then disappear for another 9 months? Like, was you gonna literally do Brock Lesnar to us? Nah, bro, get out of here
Let,
with that.
let me remind you of this. The People's
What's up, bro?
Championship. What up, bro? The People's Championship. What the fuck happened to that? What happened to that? Because I could have swore we teased of the People's Champion, The Rock versus Cody for the People's Championship, and we just completely forgot about that.
It was
We
supposed
just
to happen. What they did that. Remember again, The Rock showed up at the Raw on Netflix, and we thought, hey, okay, they're going to continue it. And then he came out and he praised them, and we're like, what the hell is this? And then, you know, he didn't do nothing else after that. And then
yeah.
all of a sudden we got a via satellite. We couldn't get via satellite no other time, but we got a via satellite. And he talked all this shit to Cody Rhodes, and then they went into the pay per view, and then everything happened, and then all right, we're waiting on the Rock via satellite. Come on, Rock,
Yep.
we need to hear from you. You need to be a part of this. And not only did we not hear from you, but we didn't hear from John Cena for
Yep.
3 weeks.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? And then when we did hear from John Cena, and this is what didn't help John. For me, everything was actually okay for John until he came out and act like the bitter ex bitch.
Yeah.
That right there destroyed that for me, because you could have did that so much. You could have did so much more with that than just come. You're John Cena. I know you could have came out and cut something way more personal than that. Just telling the again, I know we were joking, but I was serious. If a John Cena that turned heel came out and said "fuck them kids," man, bruh, bruh, that's
Because
it. And he
because
didn't even
now
say
there
fuck for real, but just anything to piss the kids off, bro. You
well, you,
pissed.
you would have had to go that far because you already had the Rock. Cody said the Rock go fuck himself. You would have had John Cena. You would have had him come and do something that dramatic because even when he was bitching and complaining, he was still 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You get what I'm saying? He was still hot and cold. He was still tiptoeing that line. You needed to separate yourself completely from the kids because look at the dress, right? I know the big thing was when seeing him first went heel, people were like, oh man, he's gonna have a new look, he's gonna have a new theme song. Bruh still coming out in the fruity pebble colored shirts. Like, it's still the same fucking persona. It's just you switch your tone from happy to but it's like, bruh, like it was still the same fucking John Cena.
Fro says, would you be mad if they did a redo retirement tour of 2026? I would.
Ain't no
I
point.
would, because what the hell did you just continue to push 4, 5 more episodes or appearances
Yeah,
for? When you could
yeah.
just say, hey man, you know what? I ain't done yet, y'all. I got another year in me, man. I'm gonna do it one more time. I got one more year. I'm gonna run through next year. We gonna do this thing. You're better off saying something like that than to keep telling people that you're done in 4 or 5 more appearances, and then it's like, you know what? But honestly, I
It
wouldn't
ain't
have
gonna
no
happen.
faith. I wouldn't have no faith, and I would not have no faith that they would do it right.
It's not gonna happen. One, John Cena is they keep saying John Cena, he's dead set on his last match is his last match. And with him doing all the stuff with Peacemaker, he's getting too big in Hollywood now. Like, you gotta think
Mhm.
about it. Even when he started off this whole retirement thing, for the first 3 months of the year, what was the big joke? Cena wasn't around because what the fuck he do? Right
Can
after
you
was that?
highlight? Can you highlight Leo's comment that he just posted? Because that's the other issue right there. We can't highlight it. I want to highlight it. I'm
Well,
going
the
back
reason I
here.
can highlight it because it's already on the screen.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm thinking of the old way I used to do stuff. That's all. But I like that. But again, the people who paid all that money for that last time Cena shit, like, dude, that's another reason why you can't redo a
Yeah.
tour for next year. Like, that's another big reason.
Well, yeah, because again, that right there exactly. But it's like at this point, dude, I don't even want you to extend it now because it's like for what? Like he already got the 17th title, right? You already got that. That was a complete fucking shit show because he got it and lost it with so much time left. And then on top of that, out of your last year, 3 months of it, right after the Royal Rumble, you went to go shoot a fucking movie after you said you was gonna be full time. Like, and that's the thing, you're still not full time. This was sold as John Cena in his final year. This is his final year as a full time member of the active roster. And even in your full time, you're still part time. If you can't give me 100%, bro, thank you for your service. It is what it is. We
You
out.
said that. You said that wrong. No. In your part time, you're still part time. How are you part time and part time? That's how do you part time part time? Like that's the issue right there. That like,
Yeah,
dude, it's like we already knew you weren't going to be here the whole year. We already knew you weren't going to be there every show. We figured you would have to go do a few things, but shit, you wouldn't have ran through all your days.
yeah,
How the hell we didn't ran through more of your days? You should have 10 days left at
bro.
this point. You're down to 5. You have 3 whole months left. You're down to 5 appearances. So guess what? We're not going to see you until Crown Jewel, and then we're not going to see you again until Survivor Series, and then we're not going to see you again until maybe a couple of Raws, and then the last pay-per-view, and then that's it.
Which is why I wish they would have just left it at a year and they wouldn't have given specific dates. Because then at that point, if you wouldn't have given specific dates, you could have plugged them in where you needed them. Oh, people got hurt. You need to kind of throw something in last minute. Boom, Cena. But now you done already said, well, Cena's not going to be here to blah, blah, blah. So like Leo said, well, motherfuckers done already paid money because guess what? Cena was advertised on this day. How fucking dare you sit up here and bring him before or after?
Not only that, I think the dates, it worked when he was a heel because you can talk shit about leaving.
Yeah.
That was the fine part about it. It's like, oh shit, ha ha ha, I'm gonna take your title, ha ha ha, and I only got 26 more dates, so you can't see me, boo, whatever, blah blah, and then walk off. Oh damn, that's why a lot of us are mad that the heel turn just
Yeah.
went away so quickly, especially after you finally got it where you needed to with CM Punk. Like, yo,
Yeah.
finally, okay, cool, and then you went right back to, and this is where I go back to my point. I kind of knew if there was an inkling of him, if them wanted him to do a heel turn, he probably wouldn't want to do it because he's so invested as the superhero Cena.
Yeah.
Again, hindsight's 2020. This should have happened 5 years ago when he was coming back every now and then. He should have been like The Rock, being a Hollywood Rock. He should have been a Hollywood Cena. And then when him coming back and announcing his retirement, man, they would have just loved him the entire year. And he could have got his swan song. He could have had what he had. And he wouldn't have to worry about no switches. He could have won a title. He didn't even need to hold it for a long time. He could have lost it to someone else other than Cody. And I think that's what pissed people off. He lost that back to Cody. It was like, damn, really? All right, whatever. So yeah, I think that's just what it was, man. But I want to get to the people real quick, man. He said the people already pay. Oh no, I thought he was gonna be a weekly character on Raw when he announced his last year full time. I thought so too, but you know that happened when it was. Cena retirement tour. Of course, Sting is blowing Cena's out the water. Because Sting actually did a lot more appearances and actually still did a lot of crazy shit. And he retired as the champion. Fro says, man, wouldn't it have made more sense to have Lesnar destroy him early in the year so there's at least a reason him to go away for a while to shoot a movie? It would have, but it was
Lesnar still
WrestleMania
wasn't
season.
clear. And don't forget,
It was WrestleMania season. That was the problem. You got to give John Cena his one last WrestleMania.
yeah,
So that was the issue then, and yeah, maybe the Royal. No, that means he would have had to win the Royal Rumble, or he could have did it after Elimination Chamber. I I'm trying to find where it can make sense that early, but because of what that part of the year was, and they used him for all of that. They pushed the retirement tour out the gate with that. So I don't know if they could have did that then.
Right.
It probably makes more sense, but I don't know if they could have actually done it.
Bro, look, man, I want to get to Fro's last comment. Then, man, let's try to take this home.
Oh, go ahead, man. What was the last one? Well, no, I did. We just finished.
But about the AJ Styles one?
Oh, no, my bad. It's just the fact they wasted a match on Logan Paul. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't see those last two came up. Leo, Logan Paul was the only newest person he fought.
Yeah.
And that's bad. I don't want to hear about the United States Open Challenge with Sami Zayn because a lot of people don't even feel Sami Zayn. Some people like Sami Zayn as U.S. champ. To me, that still needs to go back to being on solo. But Logan Paul was the newest person Cena fought on his way out the door, and it shouldn't have been him. It should have been somebody else. It could have been Dom. It could have been Dominic Mysterio. I'd have been happy with that. Dominic Mysterio talking shit to John Cena. Oh my God, that would have been beautiful. That would have been good. I would have taken that. But yeah, they wasted that. Now he gets destroyed and he gets immediately put in a match with AJ Styles. Like we're just supposed to forget Lesnar killed him. Yeah, Fro, flashy like, come on, man, this WWE. Come on now.
It's Men
They
in
got
Black.
Men in Black technology to make us forget about this stuff. Man, hey, come on, man. Hey, yeah, hell yeah, man. He gonna take 2 weeks off, and then when we see him again, it'll be over in Saudi, and yeah, he'll be as bright as brain, man. He'll be good, man. He's good. He's Super Cena. He'll be okay.
Hey, like that motherfucker ain't never took a suplex.
Hell, and like he ain't took 6 of them with 5 F5s.
Dude, bro, look, we hopped on here. We gave the people 56 minutes. We don't have any pay-per-views this weekend.
Yeah, this week.
We do got something next weekend, but don't worry, because we still good for the Friday night block party, right?
Yeah, Friday. Yeah, we gotta come on Friday.
All right, cool. Well, then look, we on like a potty night bone for the Friday night block party. Again, got to do my due diligence, man. Look at the bottom of the screen. Santino Marella interview. Check it out, man. Just did it. If you ain't already, a couple weeks ago, we did the one with the boy Odyssey Jones. Bro. Any final words for the people before we get out of here?
Nah, man. As always, man, we appreciate y'all, Chris, and the new guy, Chris, and everyone else, all the OGs coming in. Now we appreciate y'all coming in to give us the 1-2. Y'all thoughts on the wrestling world. We want to hear from y'all because again, we ain't got nothing to talk about if y'all ain't talking about it. So we appreciate y'all. Fro says, man, I wanted Logan Paul to be his last match, but since this already happened, now I want Lesnar / Breaker in December. I don't know if he can take Braun Breaker. I don't know if John's body could take Braun Breaker. He barely looked like he can take Brock, and Brock and him are the same age.
Yeah,
I don't know if John
and Brock ain't running at 23 miles an hour.
I don't know if John can take that. I don't know if he. No, man. Nah, bro. You trying to get that man killed. You trying to get that man murdered. Hell no. You sending Brian Breaker after him? Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus. Nah, bro. You wrong. Hey, everyone, don't forget to change your draws. Hey, Earl, that is key. That is key to life. But
Look.
bro, yeah, bro, I can't willingly want to see John Cena die like that. I'm just sorry.
Well, with that being said, my boy, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you once again for joining us on the GOW. I'm the franchise, he the king, we the GOW. And like we said, man, we'll see y'all
Y'all the best.
Friday night block party. Yes, sir. Take that.